One person's in here already. Gonna post something, oops, on Amino. Live streaming. I'm currently live streaming on my YouTube channel, and I will be drawing. Channel name Gene Bean Streams. This blog will be deleted when the stream is over. Hola Ronaldo, ¿cómo estás? I was just watching Octonauts before I started the stream. I'm watching one of my favorite episodes. It's a little weird, but I like it. Find all kind of sea creatures on this show. Sea creatures that I didn't even know existed. Like freaking sea pigs. Those things are weird looking. Sí, muy bien. Give me a second. I'm gonna look something up real quick. Oh, geez, that's so weird looking. Look at this thing. It's weird looking. It's really weird looking. It's not a worm. It's a type of sea creature called a sea pig. All right, time to get the folders and stuff out. Don't know what I'm gonna work on, but we'll see. Alright. I don't know what I should work on. Yeah, I really don't know what I should work on. Yeah, go ahead, give me ideas by all means. I am literally experiencing the dreaded art block right now. Yep, while you're thinking, I'm gonna search things. Hey, Floor. Oh, do you have a new... You do have a new YouTube profile picture. That's awesome. I love your choice. It's the same as your Twitter profile picture. I'm just gonna watch this Lumity comic really quick. Oh, really? A ship, huh? Yeah, I guess I could. I could draw some ship art that I haven't made in a long time. I was gonna say, should I do it in my sketchbook, but nah. I'll use some of my printer paper in here. I think I'll draw some Mime Lammy, because there still isn't enough of that in the fandom. Plus, I haven't drawn some in a while. I think I'll just start sketching whatever ideas. Just give me a second. Okay, let me think. I'm just thinking of what I should. Oh, that's so cute. Aww. I love Lumity. It's so cute. Oh, that's so dumb. Hootie is so dumb singing that song. Okay, yeah, no more phone. Let's just hope that I can get the proportions right. Because, like, I'm roughly sketching the heads right now. Because when I sketch a head, I'll lightly sketch a very messy circle. Like that. Well, I know it's still September, but it's getting pretty close to October. Plus, I haven't worn this shirt in a while, and it was in my closet, so, I'm just like, whatever, it's my shirt, I'll wear it. Okay. Straight hair, straight A, straight forward, straight past. I don't cut corners, I make a point to be on time. Head of the student council, I don't black out at parties. I jam to Paul McCartney. If you ask me how I am doing, I'll say, well, hey, Megan, welcome. Or rather, Creeper. So, welcome, Creeper. Yep. My costume should be here sometime in early October, from what I understand. I'll get the costume parts, and I'll get the costume itself and the wig. Yeah, this looks good. So, how's everyone doing? Did everyone have a good day today? My day was full of a lot of ups and downs. But that's okay. Not every day works out in my favor. Not every day is good. And there's going to be some not so good parts, even in good days. Tomorrow, my sister Adeline is going to be baptized, so I got to remember to pick out an outfit for tomorrow because I've got to wear something nice. And I've got to try to avoid having as many dark colors as possible because my mom doesn't like me constantly wearing dark colors because I'm not going to a funeral every day. Well, if you ever get tired during the stream, you don't have to force yourself to stay awake for my sake. If you have to go to sleep, you have to go to sleep. It's okay. You don't have to celebrate Halloween, but I'm sure it's still fun to eat candy. I'm sure you probably do celebrate Dia de los Muertos or Dia de Muertos, however you pronounce it. I've heard people pronounce it Dia de Muertos and Dia de los Muertos. I think it's more fun to say Dia de los Muertos because you get to say more and you get to roll your tongue. That's one thing I love about Spanish. You get to roll your tongue a lot. You get to touch your tongue to the roof of your mouth a lot. Want to know a fun fact about Lammy and Mime in my AU? When they started dating and Lammy was still having trouble controlling her powers, because her powers, like many powers in fictional media, are tied to her emotions. And she would often get just a little bit nervous on certain dates, especially when they started doing more, romantic stuff, more touchy feely stuff. Not like that, but just when you start to go on different bases and levels in a relationship, you get nervous. So she got nervous, and well, that's okay. Do you celebrate Dia de Muertos though? I'm sure that's probably not around the same time as, I don't know when it is, but I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it's around the same time as Halloween. I've always kind of thought as Dia de Muertos as the Mexican or Spanish Halloween, but I know that it's not really about that. It's about something else entirely. Like Lammy, so what I was saying earlier, Lammy would often have trouble controlling her powers back when she was still learning how to, control them and use them, and her flustery feelings would make her magic sometimes flare up. Like her fingers would start glowing and she'd accidentally make objects levitate when she was nervous. Oops, almost dropped my pencil. That would have been embarrassing. Oh, okay. Well, that's all right. Oops. I'm going to put her nose a little bit over here. Looks kind of silly there. Eyelashes, because she's a girl. I'm gonna make the top of her head just a little bit bigger. Gosh, art block is just making me mess up in all kinds of ways. Gonna look at the chat in just a bit. Just gonna draw in Mime's eye. Yeah, pretty much all of them do. The reason why the characters in my AU have magical powers is because Lammy was born with magical powers. There's another story for why she has magical powers, but it's complicated and I'm still working on it, so it makes sense and it doesn't have any kinks in it or whatever. Point is, she was born with magical powers, and when she came to Happy Tree Town, of course, her magic powers were still a little dormant and they only started activating when she was around the age of 16, which is why you can see in the pages of like chapters the 4, whatever, that her eyes glow blue and she has magic. You can just see that she has magic, but at that point she doesn't know. Look, point is, she has magic. Her powers were dormant until she was around 16. Oh, excuse me. And when she started dying and resurrecting in the town, because the town has a curse, and the curse resurrects them after they die. And so her magic started getting mixed up in the curse's magic. So when that started happening, when other characters died in the town and they got resurrected, they sorry, the magic, some of Lammy's magic that got mixed in with the curse, would also go into them the next time they got brought back to life. So then they would have their own magical powers. Not the same as Lammy's. They just get their own unique magical powers. And of course, if they have kids, then their kids will usually also be born with powers. And like I said, not necessarily the same powers or even the same color magic that they have. It's randomized, but it can be passed on to their children. But magical powers can be passed on to their children. Or if their children aren't born with them, then they can easily get them by dying and then resurrecting again. I know that's dark and horrible, but hey, this is Happy Tree Friends. What about it isn't dark and horrible? And it is the same thing for my OCs too. So if they were born with it, then they were born with it, or if they got them by dying and resurrecting, then well, there's that. And like I said, I do have a story for why Lammy has magical powers, but like I said, I'm still working on it. I haven't drawn Lammy in quite a while. Feels good to draw her, though. I really like her. I just love how I made all this complicated backstory for her, and I made her like really like the fact that she has magical powers. Well, it's mostly because, for one thing, I just can. It's my AU. I can do what I want. But another thing is, Lammy is still a pretty new character in my eyes, anyway, and I'm sure in many others' eyes. But point is, there's a lot we still don't know about her. So, I don't know. There could be like, oops, made that too small. There's just so much about her we still don't know. So, like, what's the big deal if I give her magic powers and an intense backstory like that? Like, I don't personally see that there's anything wrong with it, because like, whatever. Yeah, I mean, I know it's a common theory for why they die and then they come back. In the show, it's just explained as, well, there's not a whole lot of continuity. We're not writing a story here. We're just making a cartoon. So, what do people care if like, oh, they die in this episode, but then in the next episode, everybody lives? I know quite a few other shows like that where there's death and resurrection, but there are reasons for it. But in Happy Tree Friends, there's really no reason for it. It's just because there's no continuity, so it doesn't have to make sense. Like in Higurashi, it's because there's a constant time loop going on. In Corpse Party, it's because there's a time loop going on. In the Seven Deadly Sins, it's because a curse or resurrection magic, sacrificial stuff, blah, 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 blah. Point is, there's usually reasons for stuff like that. But in Happy Tree Friends, there are no reasons, so people come up with their own reasons. And the most common one is that there's a curse on the town. And I use that reasoning too, but I take it further, and I do have reasons for why the town is freaking cursed. Not a whole lot of people, when they write stories for them, for the AU or for the fan fiction or whatever, they don't really explain why there's a curse on the town. They're just like, oh, there's a curse. Probably because it's not really a big enough deal to have a backstory, because it's just something that they go with. But I'm just like, yeah, but where would it come from? That's the question. Like, who would put a curse on a town so that the residents just keep coming back to life? You got to think about this stuff. Well, I mean, you don't have to, but it's not, I have a meme on my phone that literally describes it. It's probably not that deep, but I'm going to talk about it like it is. Well, yeah, it is mysterious, but the creators just say that it's because there's not a lot of continuity. They're not telling a story with arcs. They're not telling a story with arcs and things that need to be brought up in the next episode. The characters don't talk English. There's not like lore or anything. It's just characters trying to go about their day, but one thing or another causes them to either get severely injured or die. It's just a cartoon. It's just a dark, violent comedy show that gets its laughs from freaking shock humor. I haven't drawn Mime in a while, too. I used to have a hard time with his ears, but now I can do them pretty well. Probably because I've had practice. Something that I definitely need more practice on are his antlers. But I will say that I am definitely much better at his antlers than I used to be, too. There we go. Now I draw the second parts on his antlers. There we go. I think I first started watching Happy Tree Friends when I was like 16 years old, and then I took a break from it for like, I don't know, a while, and I got into Undertale, and then I got back into Happy Tree Friends. There we go. All right, what should she be wearing on their date? Probably a dress. Gotta remind myself to draw in her fluffy wool. Oh yeah, she has Mr. Pickles in my AU. In my AU, I view Mr. Pickles and Lammy as kind of like she treats him kind of like her child. I mean she's kind of like a mother to him. They sleep in the same bed, kind of like how a mother would snuggle her child when they're young. Or and she They live in the same house, and sometimes she lectures him like a mother would. And hang on, I'm trying to focus here. um she gives him hugs and kisses like a mother would, and he comforts her like a child would comfort a mother who's sad. They just have a very close relationship, is all. Oops. Hold on, I gotta go take my meds. I'll be right back. I take medicine. What? I'll be right back. I gotta go out to my mom's car and get her purse and stuff. I just had to get this. Keeps me comforted because it's dark outside and I'm scared of the dark. Should probably slip on these shoes. That's a thing I should probably do. Yeah, no, yeah, I can totally walk outside without shoes because it's not like there's stuff I could step on that could hurt me. Yeah, they can totally play in the snow in their PJs because it's not like snow is cold or anything. Ugh, I'm back. Ugh. Megan here is actually Creeper 101 from the Happy Tree Friend Amino. She's a friend of mine and she's super talented. Go away, TikTok. Actually, please don't go away, TikTok. I need you. Apparently, TikTok is here to stay. Hang on a second, I'm finding something. She made this for me. Look at the babies. They're so cute. Whew. Straight hair, straight A, straight corners, straight path. I messed it up. Corners aren't straight. I'm gonna do some sweat drops on her temple because she's nervous. And some blush lines because she's embarrassed. Because who doesn't love blush lines? I love blush lines. Yeah, don't worry about how it took a long time. I did get a little impatient, but not to the point of like being angry, because I know I am understanding of people if they take their time. Unfortunately, not everyone is that way. I think I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do for the rest of this page. But first, I'm going to finish this part of it. Swear we need to get that freaking dryer fixed. I don't want to have to keep restarting it. And I cannot just not do my laundry for weeks at a time just because the dryer decides, oh, hey, I'm going to suck at being a dryer. Just gonna draw his deer tail because that's cute. And Lammy's little lamb tail. And she should be scratching the back of her head in embarrassment. Let's see. They're about 1 year apart in age. They started dating when Lammy was almost 17 and he was almost 18. And they were married for... hang on, I gotta do a little mental math here. They dated for a couple years. Mime wanted to wait until Lammy was 18 and older before he proposed to her or whatever, so I guess they dated for like 4, almost 5 years, and they've been married for probably like 15, 16 years at the current point my AU is in. Hang on, I gotta look at my fan kids' ages. That helps me line out when their parents either got together or when they tied the knot or something like that. Not all the couples in my AU are married. Lifty and Splendid aren't married. Pop and Disco Bear aren't married. Some people just don't get married, and sometimes they're just simply together. I'm not saying that it's bad to get married, but my mom has never been married. She wasn't married to my dad. She's not married to her current partner. So it's not like it's a crime against nature to not get married, but it's just it is, I guess it is a little bit easier when you're married, because then if you split up, I don't know the ins and outs of it. All I'm saying is not all couples get married, even when they have kids. I think it is a little bit more complicated when you're not married and you have kids together, because there's probably my mom isn't married to her current partner and there's no set custody situation, so I don't know. Some people just don't get married even when they have kids. I think I went a little too far down. Whoopsie. Okay, let's see. 7, 8, 7. Okay. Yeah, I'd say they've been married. They've been, at the current point in my AU, they've been married for 16, 17 years, give or take. So they dated for 4 or 5 years, and they've been married for 16 or 17 years. Because their oldest kid, Cloud, is almost 16 currently at the point my AU is in. So yeah, they had Cloud about a year or so after they got married. Maybe even less, I'm not sure. Trying to think about what I should do next. Oh yeah, I remember now. This is what I have so far. It's probably a little hard to see because it's a sketch, but whatever. I know it looks a little messy, but sketches are supposed to be messy. That's why they're sketches. The reason why Lammy starts off so young in the start of my AU is because, well, for one thing, I just really see her as a young character. Aw, shucks. Aw, you so nice. You're so nice. I like my art style too, and I like yours. Yours is really, really nice. You have good, clean line work, and you're good with colors and designs too. I just really see Lammy as, even in the show, I don't know why, I just see her as a really young character. So, I don't know. I just see her as a young character. For one thing, she still likes tea parties at her age. I mean, I don't know how old she is in the show. She still likes tea parties and she still plays make believe, but she's also old enough to where she knows how to make lunch and play for her guests and play poker. I mean, I'm 20 and I don't know how to play poker. I'm gonna put a bow on her dress because it's cute. Big you're welcomes. Okay. I'm gonna make it a little bit wider. And so yeah, I just see Lammy as a very young person. She still plays make believe and whatever. I mean, I even read a story where she was like 11 years old and she was Flaky's foster daughter, which was really sweet and I liked it. Read a couple fan fictions like that. Sure, they were all by the same person, but still. I don't know. I don't know. She just seems like a really young character to me, but also old enough to where she's a little responsible and she knows how to do certain things. Plus, she seems to live by herself. Most of the characters do, anyway. Should draw this here. Or should sketch it just to start. Yeah. And I'm not saying that liking dolls and tea parties makes you a kid, but it's just, I don't know. There's just so many things about her that make me feel like she's young. Keep messing up. Hang on. My Flickby is he's what you would call like if he was on an alignment chart, which I did make one. Uh, he's chaotic good. He's generally a good person, but he still causes mayhem one way or another. Like he's a prankster, a practical joker. He and he's still different from Flippy in the fact that he doesn't necessarily help out everyone he sees. Like he's not gonna go out of his way to volunteer at everything he sees, not like Flippy would. And there are times when he can be kind of a jerk and he seems insensitive, and there are times when he forgets to think about other people's feelings too, and he acts like pig-headed sometimes, but he's not a murderer anymore. He's not a sadistic cannibalistic murderer anymore, and he really regrets his past. At the current point in my AU, he's moved on. He's had therapy, he's had his meds, he's had the whole 9 yards after a long time of fighting it because whatever, but he he still regrets what he did in the past, so yeah. So he's good, he's civil, but that doesn't mean he's Mr. Nice to everybody. And he's kind of selectively empathetic. Like if he sees if he sees a jerk, if he sees a jerk, usually that's just what he's going to see, a jerk, and if that jerk is hurting him or someone who he cares about, then of course he's going to ballistically beat the crap out of that jerk. And he's not really going to think about the fact that this person is being a jerk for a reason, or this person is, this person probably has it rough. He's not going to be thinking about that. Like, usually someone who is much more empathetic is going to probably think, oh, there's a reason why this person is being a jerk. I still don't like that they're being a jerk, but there must be a reason. He doesn't think about that. If he sees a jerk, that's what he's going to see, a jerk. And he's not going to give that jerk the benefit of the doubt unless he sees a reason why he even should. And he will still kill someone if they give him reason to, and he won't feel sorry. He will feel a little bit of his past self trying to taunt him, saying, "See, I'm still here," but like he won't focus on it for too long now. So yeah. He's reformed, but that doesn't mean he's Mr. Nice to everybody, Mr. Charity donation guy. And he still likes scaring the crap out of people, but he mostly does it for like, shits and giggles. Like for a prank, like how on Halloween you'd set up something to scare people or whatever. Now I'm gonna make Lammy's head just a little bit smaller here because I think I made it a little too wide. And I'm gonna draw her ribbon. Whew, this drawing is coming along pretty well so far. Oops, smudged it a little bit. I'm gonna fix her eye a little bit. First, I'm gonna draw the eyelashes. No, that doesn't look good either. Oops. There we go. Giggle's favorite song from Taylor Swift. Let me think. It's kind of a toss up between You Belong With Me and The Story of Us. Jeez, I haven't listened to that song in ages. I probably should. They kiss. I don't know. Do you guys have a favorite Taylor Swift song? I mean, I don't know if you guys listen to Taylor Swift. Personally, I like a lot of her old songs, but no surprise there. I do like her new songs, especially Bad Blood and Shake It Off and um, Calm Down. I think that's what it's called. You know, the song that goes, "You need to calm down. You're being too loud." Oh, I love rock and metal. Those are some of my favorite genres. Oops. There we go. I haven't listened to any rock metal covers of Taylor Swift songs recently, but I do like listening to this rock cover. It's a rock parody, technically, of a Taylor Swift song. It's a parody of her song "Shake It Off," and it sounds more rock based. It's a parody for the show Supernatural, where it's like it's talking about what's going on in the show Supernatural, but it's to the tune of "Shake It Off" by Taylor Swift. It goes like, Sam's heart is gonna break, 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 and I've got the mark of Cain, 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 Cain. You know, stuff like that. If you don't watch Supernatural, then you're probably not gonna get a lot of the lyrics or anything, but I think it's a cool parody. Now I'm gonna put my signature in here. Alright, this looks good. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Supernatural, it's a teen adult show. It's live action. It's about these two brothers named Sam and Dean Winchester who yes, they are beans. They're cute little beans who when they were young, their mother was killed by supernatural forces, and ever since then, their dad started training them to fight supernatural evils. So, ghosts, witches, vampires, demons, rougarous, what else? What else? Wendigos. You know, those kinds of things. I don't know why I was doing that. Okay. I'm going to do colorful outlines for this. I haven't done colorful outlines on a picture in a while. Okay. I'm going to find all these colors. Got pink. Is this the right shade of purple? Nope. All right. Turquoise. Light blue. Yeah, it's kind of. It's kind of almost done. I just need to do the line art and then erase the pencil lines and then do the Sharpie stuff and then do the coloring. So yeah, it's not almost done. It's just there's still quite a few things I need to do. Okay. I need red. Any other colors I need? Do I need any other colors that are in here? Gonna have this shade of blue. Lime green. Purple. Any other colors? Magenta or berry, dark magenta or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Pretty sure that's all the colors I need. Knowing me, I'm probably going to need another color that I didn't grab out already. Where'd my pencil go? There it is. Yeah, there we go. Now I just need to do the line art. Always start with the black. And I use the black to do the eyes. And the mouth and the philtrum, which is the line that connects the bottom of the nose to the mouth. And there we go. Do any of you guys watch Supernatural, or am I the only one? Or have you at least heard of it? I'm pretty sure everyone's at least heard of it. Alright, and in this case, I will also need to use black to outline Lammy's hair. And the fluff on her chest, or wool, whatever you want to call it. And then I'll also need it to outline Mime's makeup, the white face paint. I'm just going to outline my signature. Oh, almost forgot her little cottontail. Oopsie, that would have been embarrassing. There we go. Oops, almost forgot the stuff on the top. There we go. Don't forget about the top stuff. So, oh, it's really great. It's got 15 seasons. Season 15 isn't over yet. I think it resumes this October. Like the second half of it. I still need to catch up on season 15 because I started watching it, but when we moved, I couldn't keep up with it and I forgot about it for a while. But now that the first half of season 15 is going to be is on Netflix, I can just, I can go watch the episodes that I haven't seen. But before I do that, right now I'm just rewatching some of my favorite episodes from earlier seasons. Right now, I'm currently rewatching season 1, episode 3, which has to do with the brothers investigating mysterious drownings in a town by a lake. The drownings are all ruled mysteriously as suicides or whatever, I think, because no one saw anyone pull anything pull them down or anything, and they even drag the lake and find nothing. So yeah, they basically have to find out what's causing these mysterious drownings. And really the only true witness they have to what is behind this is a young boy named Lucas who witnessed his dad drowning when he was taken swimming. but he is so traumatized that he refuses to speak, and he just doesn't talk, and he draws all these disturbing things. What ship do I like most? It depends on which fandom or which series or game, whatever you're referring to. Because your answer will determine my answer. Right now, I'm using light purple to outline Lammy's body. Yeah, it is dark, and it is really awesome. It can get pretty scary at times, like a lot of the visuals and some of the creatures they go up against are terrifying. Give me a second. Oh. Oh, oh, newborn baby crying sounds so cute. Because their little lungs are still needing to develop, so they cry like, oh, it's so cute. I'm weird. Yeah. All right, where? Here we go. My favorite character from Supernatural is Castiel. He appears in season 4. And he's an angel of the Lord. At first, he's pretty much an antagonist towards the Winchesters, but he eventually becomes their friend and pretty much a part of their family. And he's just he's really stoic and stone-faced at first, and he still is most of the time, but he's become very powerful, very empathetic, very awesome person. And sometimes he's actually really, really funny. Like, there was an episode where they were out hunting and Castiel stayed behind, and Sam was like, "Hey, it's okay, you can use my account on the TV and watch Netflix." And Castiel was like, "What's a Netflix?" And then, like, either a couple episodes later or like it was the next episode, they were also out on another hunting trip, and Castiel was still behind, and he was, discovering the joys of Netflix or whatever. And Dean called him because he needed help figuring out what kind of creature they were fighting against. And Castiel, he was on the phone. He says, "I'm confused. I don't understand how orange correlates with black in any way that's new." Because he was referencing the Netflix original show, Orange is the New Black. And Dean was like, "Step away from the Netflix." And then Castiel apologized. And then Dean said, "It's okay. We've all had a binge." It's an entertaining scene. My favorite ship of Happy Tree Friends, well, aside from Flippy x Flaky x Flickby, I'd have to say it's probably either Mime and Lammy or Lifty and Splendid. I like Mime and Lammy because it's a very underrated ship, and I don't know, it just kind of seems like it's just a very wholesome, cutesy little romance that I like. I also find it funny how they've literally never met, but a lot of people still ship them. I don't know. I think it's just a very pleasing ship. Like, them being romantic together is pleasing to the eye for me, and I don't know. It's just cute to me. It's like one of those ships where you feel like you don't even need a reason to like it. You just look at it and you're like, "Yep, I'm in love with this." Gotta focus really hard on this so I don't mess it up. This is a very complicated outline. Well, not very complicated, but it's a little more complex than just, outlining things in black. Yeah, he is a great character. I mean, he's not perfect. He does do a lot of things that made me not proud of him. Even when he was on the Winchester side in one of the seasons, he was still doing something that was not okay. He did a lot of not okay things even when he was on their side. But a lot of the things he does them because he believes that it's what's right, or he does them with good. A lot of the things, he has good intentions at heart, but a lot of the times he doesn't really seem to realize what he's messing with, and it's not really the right thing. It's like doing the wrong thing for the wrong reasons and doing the wrong thing for the right reasons. And he also does the right thing for the right reasons. He does a whole bunch of things for all kinds of reasons. That's one of the things that makes him really awesome. And he has grown an immense amount ever since his debut in season 4. His actor, Misha Collins, is a total dweeb from what I've seen and heard. Like, in real life, he is a total dweeb. He also says that he really regrets the voice he chose for Castiel, because he puts on a grunty tone for his voice. Like, he goes like this kind of Batman mode, because it really hurts his throat. But Castiel wasn't originally planned to be a main character. He wasn't even supposed to stick around as long as he has, but people really liked him, so they decided to keep him on the show, and now he's pretty much a main character. He is a main character and has been for a while, a long while. But it's just one of the reasons why Misha regrets the voice he put on for Castiel. Yeah, it's intimidating and it fits him all that, but it really hurts his throat. He says so himself. This is not something I'm theorizing. This is not a headcanon or anything. This is something he has gone on record saying. It really hurts his throat. But it's worth it for me personally anyway, because I love Castiel. His friends call him Cass. He's also been resurrected a lot. Like, he's died of freaking a whole lot, and he's been resurrected so many times. I won't tell you how or why he's been resurrected because it's a long, complicated story. Plus, there are so many different ways and reasons. Plus, if you want to watch the show for yourself, then you can go ahead. When I first watched Supernatural, my favorite character was Dean because he's really funny and really cool. He's a jerk, but he's also a lovable jerk. But at the same time, he's not a lovable jerk sometimes. There are times when he is actually a jerk, like in every sense of the word. He can be insensitive, he can be pig-headed. He just doesn't listen to people and he thinks he always knows what's best. And usually there are times when he does because he's the older brother, he has more experience, and it's the leadership instinct of the older sibling to tell them that you know best and sometimes even not listen to a younger sibling when they're trying to tell you something because you think that they don't know what they're talking about. And it's not just with his brother either. It's with a lot of people. And he's made a lot of mistakes and he's been pretty cold about a lot of them. And another big flaw he has, in my opinion, is that he is an annoying grudge holder. Like, for one thing, it's not healthy to hold grudges. It's understandable if you do hold them, but it's still not healthy. And Dean, he holds grudges for a lot longer than he needs to with situations. Like, when Castiel freed a lot of souls from purgatory in order to gain a lot of power, um, Dean and Sam were mad at him. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm a little mad at him too. And when he pretty much let loose a bunch of freaking leviathans, which are creatures from purgatory, and nothing kills them. Um, they what is it? They were still mad at him, and he pretty much killed himself or like killed his vessel or whatever, but he got resurrected. I won't tell you how because I don't even remember this time. He's been resurrected like 3 or 4 times from what I remember. But he uh he lost his memory, but then when he got his memory back, he remembered what he did and everyone was mad at him, particularly Dean, but Dean was the most mad at him. And I understand why, but still, he held his anger and grudge for Castiel a lot longer than he should have. And he wasn't exactly the most supportive of him. He was just still bossing him around, treating him like crap. It's where sometimes the Winchesters treat Cass more like their dog than their friend. Of course, they still consider him a friend, but like sometimes they don't really show it in the best way. But Dean quite literally said to him, "Nobody cares that you're broken, Cass. Clean up your mess." And and Castiel was severely traumatized and not all there. He was loopy because he pretty much took on Sam's memories and torment from hell in order to somehow make up for the damage and pain he had caused, not just for the Leviathan incident, but for freaking everything. But hang on, I'm thinking. But yeah, I just think it was really insensitive of him. I understood why he was mad, but that's just something really annoying about Dean. He holds grudges for a lot longer than is necessary. So Castiel had already done something pretty big and pretty sacrificial. And yet it seemed like Dean wasn't even grateful for that. It was just so freaking insensitive of him. Whoa, jeez. Okay, where am I going to use red? Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh. Just wanted to skip past that. Drowning scenes always make me uncomfortable. Hmm. Okay. Just trying to focus so I don't mess up the coloring. Sorry, I got way too into that supernatural thing, but I just really love talking about my favorite shows and problems and non problems that I have with characters. And like I said, one of the biggest problems I have with Dean is that he holds grudges for a lot longer than he has to. Like, you can be mad, you can hold a grudge, but sometimes you hold them for a lot longer than you have to. And sometimes he holds them so unnecessarily, and when he's mad, he takes it out on pretty much everyone around him. It's so unhealthy. But like I said, no character is without their flaws. It doesn't mean you have to enjoy the flaws, but I enjoy character flaws in the ways that it makes a character a character. I don't enjoy seeing a lot of those flaws because a lot of them can be annoying and make me grit my teeth like, ugh, this is going to be uncomfortable to watch. But it makes me appreciate the fact that characters are supposed to be imperfect. They're not supposed to have everything right. They're not supposed to have everything wrong. They're just supposed to be characters. And if they have flaws, then yes, you're doing it right. And they have to be flaws that are actually flaws, not just, little things that don't actually work against them. It's like, oh, you make a lot of accidents and you trip over things and you break a lot of stuff, but it's okay because it's all considered cute in the eyes of my senpai slash crush lover or whatever. And a lot of these things are problems that I have when I'm writing, and I recognize them now, but I'm trying my best to work through it and make sure that I don't do it a whole lot. Not saying you can't have stuff like that, but if it's doing it in a way where, like, okay, this character has this flaw, but it's not working against them in any way, this is not interesting, then maybe there's something that you should fix about it. Hang on. Yep, clear. I'm happy that you're here to listen. Here, I'm going to show you what I got so far. starting to stick out more. All right. Hold on a second. I'm going to pull some things up. Show you some of the characters from Supernatural. This is Sam Winchester. He's the younger brother. He's very kind and compassionate, and he's really cool and really smart. He's like the book smart, tech smart one of the Winchesters. Oh yeah, that is Flaky. I finally found that cutout and I stuck it right next to her, right next to him. This is Dean, the older brother. He's more street smart than you know book smart. And he is a lovable jerk. He really loves pie and he is very promiscuous. He gets on with a lot of girls in the show. He's a ladies' man. He's a womanizer. And he's probably, I don't know which of the Winchester brothers has suffered the most in their lives, but when Dean cries, it's a really powerful thing because he doesn't show his emotions a whole lot. He keeps a lot of things to himself. Thank you, Ronaldo. Gracias, Ronaldo. This is Castiel. Seriously, the only picture I have of him. The angels in the show, they don't have their wings showing, but there are times when you can see their shadows of their wings showing, because in this show, humans can't see or hear angels like their true forms. Their voices sound more like high-pitched ringing, and their real forms are like so overwhelming that humans can't handle the sight of them, and it's life-threatening for them and hurts them. But I'm thinking, hang on. Oh yeah, but they can possess humans so that they can they can appear and talk to other humans normally. And they appear very normal too. The only way someone would ever know that they're angels is if they tell them and they show off their miracle powers or whatever, and if they see the shadows of their wings. And this is Jack. He doesn't appear until much, much, much later. He's still a pretty new character. He's only been around for a couple of seasons, but he's still a main character. He's Lucifer's son. So he's what's considered a Nephilim. A Nephilim is in mythology or whatever you want to call it, in religion or whatever. A Nephilim is the offspring of an angel and a human, just like how a Cambion is the offspring of a demon and a human. But Jack isn't really anything like his dad. He has made mistakes that would make people consider him, the spawn of the devil or the devil himself, but he really doesn't want to be anything like his dad. But he's still naive and easily manipulated. He's not stupid, but he's still young and, whatever. He's an interesting character. He has the grace of an archangel because Lucifer is an archangel. Lucifer is not a demon. You got to remember. Lucifer, even though he's called the devil, he is not a demon. He is not a demon. He is an archangel that was kicked out of heaven by God. So, yeah. This is another character. He used to be a main character, but he's not on the show anymore because his character died a couple seasons ago. His name is Crowley. He's a demon. He used to be the king of hell after Lucifer left, or like when Lucifer wasn't around anymore. He was the on and off king of hell. He's an interesting character. He's a frequent frenemy of the Winchesters. A lot of his motives are very questionable, and a lot of the things that he does, he's not a good guy by any means, but he has done things to help the Winchesters, either for his own self-interest or for self-preservation or whatever. Point is, he'll only help the Winchesters if there's something in it for him, he has no other choice, or whatever. His motives and actions are really interesting. He has a detailed backstory. He's a much different demon than all the other demons on the show that you'll see. He is a very, very interesting character. Like, immensely interesting. Oof. Hang on. There we go. I'm almost done. I just need to outline Mime, and then I need to finish outlining some things on Lammy, like her bow and the ribbon on her dress. Let's see. You sent me a message. I'm gonna check it. That's fucking awesome. Pardon my language, but there's literally no other word to describe that. Holy crap, that's cool. I thought he was grinning for a second there, but then I saw you have like a little mouth right at the bottom. That's really, really, really cool. I love it. I love the glowy effects. It looks freaking cool. Right now, Dean is questioning this kid because he's really the only witness they have. Hang on. There you go. You should be. It's not like it's not like other people who are just like, my drawings are so bad, I'm gonna go kill myself. It's understandable to give yourself constructive criticism, but if you're criticizing yourself so much to the point where you're like, my drawing's so bad, I wish I could draw like someone else. I mean, that's okay to say too, but like if you're wishing that to the point where like you have no confidence or faith in yourself, then it's really sad and kind of annoying to listen to because like I don't want to listen to people talk down about themselves like that. It's not fun to listen to. It's really not. Thinking, yep, just like I said, I need more color. I need another color that I don't have out already. Alright, now I'm outlining Mime's antlers. Sorry, I'm just really focusing. Yeah. Sometimes I know that some of them, quite a few of them, might do it for attention or they'll do it like, no, no, that's okay, blah, 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 because that's the only way they know how to get positive attention or like any attention at all. But that's just really not the way to do it. Yeah, I'm gonna need my purple back out. Yeah, there we go. I'm almost done. Just need to do this one last part. Oh, there's my eraser. Yeah, okay. Here it is. Uh-oh. This guy just died. So basically, the case is, like I said, people are drowning mysteriously. This girl, marathon swimmer, friggin' drowns, and her brother, he saw something in the water, but couldn't tell what it was. But now that same boy, the brother, is dead, drowns in the sink because something pulled him under and drowned him. And now this guy, he knows what happened, and he knows what killed his kids. And so he went out on the pond, lake, on a boat, and the thing that was in the water freaking jerked that boat, made him tip over, pulled him in. So basically, the guy who was in the boat, who just died on where I am right now, he and his friend, when they were kids, they bullied this small kid, and one day they took it too far, and they kept dunking his head in the water in the lake, but eventually they accidentally drowned him, and now the little boy's spirit is mad, so he's coming after them and everyone they're related to and everyone they love. So this episode, the boys are dealing with a vengeful spirit. Usually, vengeful spirits are a common thing they go up against. And usually they find out where the remains of the person, of the remains of its human body are, and they burn it. They burn it with rock salt because a spirit can't dwell on Earth anymore if there's nothing tying its spirit to its body. So they got to make sure that every shred of DNA that the spirit is tied to is gone. Its body, a piece of hair, anything. Otherwise, the spirit will stay. Yeah. But that's also why you shouldn't. I'm going to say that's also why you shouldn't bully, but that's also why you shouldn't do stuff like that. Because you never know. You could do something by accident, and you could end up really hurting someone, and then even if you don't get caught for it, your karma will always come back to bite you. Your consequences, your karma, whatever you did, it's always going to come back to bite you one way or another. And whether or not you admit it, you're going to end up paying the consequences for what you did one way or another. That's why it's just better to accept the consequences. It's better to accept the consequences sooner rather than later, because the longer you wait, the more worse your consequences are going to get over time. And then eventually when it does come back to you later, it's going to be much worse than what it would have been. All right, now I'm gonna do the Sharpie stuff. Right now, the little boy is trying to tell them something. He's not talking, but he ran right up to Dean and started pulling on his arm and whining. He's not talking, but he's trying to tell them something. Alright, looking for all the colors I need. Lime green. I won't forget about my dishes. Turquoise. Oof. He's trying to get rid of them. He knows what's going on. He's just not admitting it. Yeah, it is spooky. But with a name like Supernatural, you can only imagine that there's going to be spooky stuff in it. I mean, what do you expect from a show like that? Alright, coloring in the eyes now, because that's my favorite. One of my favorites. Yeah. Why did I take this one out? I don't need this one. Not for this drawing anyway. I use this one to do thick outlines around to make it pop out, but I don't need to do that for this one because I use colorful outlines. But I'm just so used to doing black outlines lately that I guess I just grabbed it as a reflex. coloring in their noses. They have the cutest little noses. Cute little heart-shaped noses. Yes, yes, they do. Why am I talking to a drawing? I'm just that weird, that's why. Stream's going to be over in a couple of minutes, but before I end it, I'll show you what I got. Uh-oh. It's trying to pull her in and drown her. Don't worry, it won't. I know Sam and Dean get there in time to save her. Whew, that was freaky. What calendar? I put it on the fridge. How does it feel being an adult? Well, I've already been an adult, technically. In my country, you're legally an adult when you turn 18, but technically the human brain doesn't fully mature until the person is 25. But it feels weird, and there are still things I need to learn, still things I need to get used to, and there are still things I need to accomplish as an adult. But there's some good, some bad. A lot of the times I feel upset and angry because I feel like there's nothing to enjoy in an adult life. But those are just spur of the moment angry remarks, that's all. I'm enjoying it. There are good parts and bad parts, but lately I've been having a lot of good days, so it's fine. What? Okay. Alright, give me a second. Alright, it's midnight. I'm gonna turn off the stream. My mom needs me. I'm pretty sure I'll have the drawing done by the next time I have to do a drawing stream, which should be a week from now, so thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.